Hello, everyone. Welcome to Youverify's compliance interview session. On today's episode, we'll be discussing tech compliance and its role in sustaining innovation. In today's rapidly evolving regulatory landscape, businesses face the challenge of navigating compliance requirements and regulatory requirements. The ability to stay agile and compliant is very crucial for maintaining business continuity, risk management and mitigation, maintaining stakeholders' trust, which is very important, and most importantly, driving growth. This session aims to delve into effective strategies that organizations and individuals can employ to adapt to emerging technology, regulatory changes, whilst fostering a culture of compliance. My name is Damlola Amodo. I'm the Global Program Coordinator at Youverify, and I'll be your host for today. I have an amazing guest in the studio with me. I'll let him introduce himself. It's good to have you on this.
Okay, my name is Etoh. I'm a risk and compliance professional. I'm currently the head of risk and compliance with Spectra Technologies International Limited. I've been in the financial services industry for over a decade, worked across 4 different Nigerian banks. Before venturing into the fintech space, I started my career with a unicorn in 2021. After a short stint, I went back to learn more and know more about the fintech journey, where I was a recipient of the ACAMS Certified AML Fintech Compliance Associate Certification. And after that, I launched back into the fintech space, in which I'm currently in this role for over a year and 6 months. It's a pleasure to be on the show.
It's amazing. That's a lot going on. It looks like a whole trajectory in the compliance space.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's because I had started my career in banking in the third line of defense, which is internal audit, where I realized that compliance seems to be more involved, more operational, and happens to be the liaison between the regulators and management. So I want to be in that space where I am actively involved, participating, training people, and sharing knowledge and ensuring that there are no regulatory loopholes or pitfalls that the organization is exposed to.
Absolutely. And you did mention that you've worked with a couple of financial institutions. Does that mean you don't currently work with a financial institution?
No, so what I meant was a proper bank. So I started my career with Etoh Bank in internal audit, and then I moved on to the defunct Diamond Bank, which is now Access Bank PLC. Afterwards, I went to Keystone Bank Limited, and then shortly I moved on to Union Bank. So my last banking experience was in Union Bank before I moved into the fintech space proper. So I'm currently in the fintech space, and as you all know, fintech startups leverage on technology to also offer financial services. So that's what I'm currently doing, and I'm loving it.
Absolutely. I can tell. So there's been a huge disruption in the tech ecosystem, in the financial services, in how we operate in recent times. At Youverify, we've been at the forefront of this, providing technological solutions to aid compliance and ensure seamless onboarding, and due diligence and all of the intricacies. How would you define the role of compliance within the tech sector, and what has been the uptrend, right, considering its rapid evolution?
So compliance in the fintech space or in technological innovation is a must-have and your go-to person. In the fintech space, a lot of products are developed that must comply with regulatory requirements. And at the same time, because of the rapid development and change in regulations, you also need to meet up with evolving regulations and trends. So compliance shouldn't be an afterthought.
Absolutely.
Compliance in a proper fintech startup should be involved from the product inception stage throughout the product life cycle till rollout and launch. And then thereafter, you'll see that compliance helps the business as a business enabler, providing business advisory services, ensuring that you're providing products that meet the needs of people, but at the same time, not compromising in standards or breaching any regulatory guidelines. Overall, compliance helps to ensure that you are alive to the environment and meeting up with global best practices.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you. And at Youverify, that's something that we like to propagate because it's very important. A lot of startups believe that compliance should be an afterthought. They often neglect that part, then come back to it when things go south. I really like the touch point of you mentioning it as, an InDesign concept. What's your experience been like with compliance tools? When I mean compliance tools, I mean full scale KYC, KYB tools, AML, transaction monitoring. I know these are tools that you've probably played around with over time. What's your experience been like? What are the pros and the cons?
Yeah, it's been great. Without this compliance tools or softwares, everything will be manual, slow, sort of archaic, and you need to ensure that with the rapid change in the fintech space, we're dealing with non-face-to-face clients. You don't have walk-in customers who you get to see or verify physically. So you need to utilize technological tools, compliance tools. So I've had the opportunity to work with a couple of identity verification documents, compliance tools, at the same time, various tools for sanction screening, for transaction monitoring, so even checking adverse media and the like. So I see for a fact that without these tools, your compliance program would be slow, would be archaic, and would not meet up with global best practices. These days, with the rapid rollout of products and the expansion in the fintech space, you cannot afford not to use these tools, especially for onboarding, for verifying customers, because, like I said, the financial technology and fintech space does not involve face-to-face customer verification. So you need to utilize technological tools to aid your reviews. And these tools are required by regulators to ensure that you're able to file your suspicious transaction reports in instances where you observe suspicious activity, to ensure that you protect your organization and not give access to sanctioned entities who are on sanctions list. So that's why you have the sanction screening tool. And overall, ensuring that your whole compliance program is foolproof. You do not allow bad actors to gain access to your system. So you're able to monitor transactions online real time. And where there are deviations or instances of bad patterns or bad actors, you know that a fraud can be taking place, and then you could quickly put in place mitigants and then stop a potential fraud that might lead to a huge catastrophic loss to the organization. So for me, I'll say technological tools has really helped the compliance function to be very, very robust, very useful, and aiding business in its overall congruence.
I agree, and I'd like to add that it has also helped businesses grow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because compliance can actually be a unique selling point. If your business is foolproof, I would trust, and trust is a very important currency in the financial space. So if I trust your business, I would refer your business and even invest more in that business.
Absolutely. So scaling up will be a lot easier to do, reaching your numbers, increasing your volumes, ensuring that you bring in more people into your space, you can expand easily. All of this are very, very important. And as you scale up, you increase your capacity, you need to also ensure that security is very key. And that's why for me, I decided to go a step further to really go into the information security management space. I have seen what the impact of cybersecurity has really done and the benefits in which it plays. So I went a step further to become a certified information security management professional, which is the lead auditor for ISO 27001. And my main reason being that I have seen that you cannot just be a traditional compliance professional only versed in AML laws and regulations. Mm-hmm. Technology has come to play. You need to also know how to use this tool. So you do not wait for only the engineering guys who are building the product or who are working on the back office to tell you what's going on. It will sound or seem like jargon, but if you have that technological knowledge at the same time, you'll be able to proffer solution and give them support, help them ensure that you carry out your vulnerability assessments, your penetration testing, make sure your system, your platform is very secure, foolproof, and ultimately business will grow, scaling up your numbers. When numbers have grown, your bonuses will
Everybody's
come in.
happy.
Everybody's happy.
So yes, amazing. And at Youverify, yeah, we take cognizance to that, and that's why we created a full-on compliance tool, right? Where you have everything you need. You have your KYC, you have your risk intelligence, you have your adverse media, your transaction monitoring, everything as one tool. And the beauty of it, you mentioned, I mean, you don't have to wait for your engineering team or the product guys or any of that. It is very, very simple. And that's the advantage of most of these tools. They're very easy. Some are no-code tools that you can explore to just make life easy and, protect your business entirely. So I know you work in that space, cross-border remittance and payments. And then when we say cross-border, we mean, of course, different jurisdictions, right? And with that comes its own challenge. From your experience, how challenging has it been navigating this terrain?
It's been quite challenging at this initial stage, most especially because we have product managers who, when building these products, they have to understand that you need to comply with different regulations from different jurisdictions.
Absolutely.
And the flow of funds from to the final destination, compliance will always come with the regulatory requirement. Like, for instance, in Nigeria, prior to now, the only payout option allowed was for you to pay out in dollars, which is USD. However, we've seen from the current changes in the regulatory space, additional options have come out where you can pay out now in Naira or also in Naira. So aside that, ensuring that the end-to-end flow of funds is really secure from the point of the sender to the eventual beneficiary, you need to ensure that the proper KYC information is collected, is verified. You also comply with data privacy regulations, data protection. And for me, my experience using Youverify as a platform is a one-stop shop where all of these things are on that platform. So you do not have to navigate to 2 or 3 other compliance tools, software. Your KYC is there. You can verify identity documents. You can have your liveness check. At the same time, you can also screen users against the sanctions list and also carry out your risk assessment. What you need to ensure that those are high risk, low risk, depending on the profile and the pattern of their business, has been recorded, and an automatic scoring is assigned to that customer. Adverse media is also there, PEP screening. And I'll tell you for a fact, my exposure to Youverify's platform was really mind blowing. I never thought I could see a platform that had all of this in one suite. It's really interesting. So in the cross-border space, I'll tell you for a fact, most organizations are yet to know about the functionalities of Youverify and how they can help and assist you in cross-border remittance. I would say it's evolving. We'll hope it gets more needed attention, and you also let people know about the functionalities of your product.
Absolutely, they would know. And I mean, like you said, cross-border is very important because we scale to different parts of the world beyond Africa. We're live in so many other countries. You mentioned cybersecurity. You've talked about fraud, fin crime. Can you give us a case study on how you dealt with a particular situation from your experience, a fraudulent activity from transaction monitoring, or any like that?
Okay, I hope I can remember. So because I'm also the data protection officer of my organization, and data privacy is very key, I have access to most of the data entry points, and wherever personal identifiable information is not secure, it exposes the organization to data breaches or data loss. I've seen a situation where some sort of integration was being done, but there were no controls that were put in place, like the two-factor authentication, the maker checker, and having an inputter and an authorizer, ensuring that different levels, different limits are put into place. And so for me, when a situation like that happened, the learning point I took back was to ensure that why did it happen in the first place? How did it happen? What do we do to ensure it doesn't happen again? And that was what really made me even know more about vulnerability assessments and penetration testing, ensuring that at least every quarter or most times biannually, test your platform to be sure that you're foolproof, you're secure. Where there are instances where potential breaches can occur, ensure that these loopholes are fully secure, and overall communicate these findings, to your steering committee or to management, so that they're fully aware about the challenges being faced by the organization or the potential threats that might exist on the platform.
Okay. Those are quite valuable nuggets, because we also believe in re-verification. We like to tell our customers to, re-verify after 6 months, depending on the type of business. I agree totally, especially mentioning that, with technology, so some have been able to put together all of this in one, and that's what we have on our platform. With our platform, you want to scale to Ghana, you want to scale to South Africa, to Canada, to the US. You don't need to get to that country, then look for a service provider. With our platform, you can scale your compliance program the same way you have it in whatever jurisdiction that you are in. When you're not working, what do you do?
So Elijah likes to listen to music.
Okay.
I like to go to the beach. I am more of an extrovert, so you could find me dancing, going for karaoke, maybe in the pool, swimming, and then ultimately networking with good friends, good company. That's what I do outside the office.
Sounds like absolutely fun. I thought you were going to say rest. So I'm glad that you actually have pre-planned activities to do when you're not working. So what, in your opinion, what are the trends that you see in the compliance space with AML and CFTs, sanctions, all of those spectrum of compliance?
Like I said, regulation always plays catch up with innovation, and it will continue to happen that way until we have that open door synergy, that open door policy that has been established between regulators and compliance professionals. We will still continue to see more trends come into place, like the decentralized finance, DeFi, the virtual asset space, the blockchain technology. It's really interesting. You need to know more about it. A lot of people think because of the anonymity in the movement of funds, it's very difficult. Yes, the AML regulations will be there, but I'll tell you for a fact that compliance trainings should not be relegated. You should carry out more sensitization, more training, retraining, and availing more opportunities for people to be able to come out and share more information. So establishing a whistleblowing channel, an ethics hotline, to ensure that when you see something out of the norm, you say something. For a fact, I know that we will continue to do more. New trends will come into place. You need to be on your toes. You need to be online real time with evolving trends. So reading, continuous knowledge sharing sessions, attending webinars, and more participation between public and private partnerships will really go a long way to ensuring that compliance covers all of the loopholes or any of the impending attacks that might come from the cyberspace as we continue to evolve.
I have taken and gained a lot of insights from this session. I mean, the importance of continuous learning, the importance of community. Definitely, I mean, we are playing catch up in this part of the world, but that doesn't limit us to, playing catch up personally. We have to continue to learn and keep up with trends all around the world. The cross-border payments and remittance has its own challenges. As a professional, with the help of tools like Youverify, it would help, you keep up and have a foolproof plan in place. So thank you so much. It's been very insightful, and we hope that we have more of you for our webinars as well, because like you mentioned, they're very key. We like to preach the gospel of compliance, so we have webinars, we have sessions like this with industry experts, and we will continue to do that till time immemorial. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.